Ever since my daughter was in middle school, she gave me the nickname Podge. And ever since then, that's what my daughter calls me. That's what all of her friends call me. We were always super close, and I was really worried when she was going off to college that maybe we'd grow apart a little bit more. So I just sort of racked my brain. What could I do to try to stay as connected to her as possible? So I came up with the idea that every Sunday, I would record a 5-minute episode about the kind of topics we might normally talk about, send it to her Monday morning, and then she could watch it on her way to campus. I thought it'd be a good idea to resurrect that. They'll be the kinds of topics that I would talk to my now 25-year-old daughter, or the younger version of myself, or people that I mentor, or maybe you. Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Podge. Today's topic is going to be about the new currency of time and attention. So normally when we think about spending things, we think about spending money. And we have budgets for how we spend our money. How much are we going to spend on vacation and clothing and groceries and going out to eat, birthdays, whatever it might be. But we don't have a budget for time and attention. And when you think about it, imagine probably been out at a restaurant and you see a family and they're all out together investing their time. But where's their attention? They're all on their phones, they're scrolling, they're texting friends. They're not actually present. And you've seen that too. You'll be in a meeting with someone, especially, and this is particularly annoying, I know, because the people who tend to be the worst about this are the people that are the highest in the food chain in their organization. So you're meeting with the president, the CEO, the COO of a company, and they'll be the ones that are invariably checking their email, texting people, slacking people, and not being present in the meeting. And you just know that you just don't respect that person and how they are treating you, because ultimately how people spend their time and attention with you is what's going to determine how you feel about them. And the more people care, treat with care your time and give you attention, the higher regard you're going to hold them. So, like the person who's always 5 or 10 minutes early for a meeting versus the person who's always 5 or 10 minutes late for a meeting. The person who's early is demonstrating to you that the fact that your time is valuable, they're just demonstrating that by the fact that they're always on time or early. And the person who's always late is showing you that your time is not very important and you're not very important. So just think about how you're spending that. And I'll give you a couple of examples that are sort of close to the heart for me. So my wife and I moved down to Miami a couple of years ago after spending the first, 55 years of my life freezing my butt off in New York and Chicago. Finally decided to move down south to a warmer climate. And so the last thing I wanted to do in February was to come to Chicago. But my dad lives here, and it was his birthday, and so I wanted to surprise him for that. He's 83 and still in great health, but he's 83, so you don't know how many more years he has. And so the look on his face when he, came to the dinner table at the restaurant we picked, the surprise and seeing the smile on his face, just made it all worthwhile. And again, he knows I'm a busy guy, and the fact that I take my time and attention and I choose to spend it with him just shows him how important it is to me. And another one that, recently my daughter's having some struggles, trying to figure out what she wants to do professionally and some stuff personally. And so I went out to visit her, really just last minute. She's out in Denver at the moment, and dropped what I was doing, flew out there for the weekend. Again, gave her my undivided time and attention. And it was one of the things that I realized that surprised me is because not just because I hadn't thought about it, but because she gets along really well with my wife, and we both get along really well with my daughter's boyfriend. Then when we get together, it's always the four of us. And so this time when I came in for the weekend, I made it just the two of us. And I'm resurrecting something that I used to do with my daughter, largely because of that weekend. When she was growing up, every year for her spring break, I'd let her pick wherever she wanted to go, and we would go for a week for her spring break. And some of my best memories, and I think some of her best memories, are these week trips we used to have. And so we're going to resurrect that again this year. And again, just spend a week of my undivided time and attention with her. There's no better way to tell her that she matters to me. And, more than any gift I could give her is the gift of my time and attention. So anyway, Think about how you spend your time and attention. Are you giving it to those that mean the most to you? And again, I would encourage you, maybe do an audit of how you're spending your time and attention. Are you spending it consciously on the things that matter the most to you? I bet if you look carefully, not as much as you think, and maybe you should. Anyway, hope you found it useful. See you next week.